Champions League is kicked off again. However, a big, big difference. Just one big table. No more group stages. Last time in 1991 is when group stages were introduced, and it's all changed now. You've got 36 teams, top eight go through to the knockout stages, playoffs for 9 to 24, and then the rest are out of all competitions. So they don't even go into Europa League. George, what do you think of it?
I personally don't like it. I thought the magic of the Champions League was you could have surprises. I know you can still have surprises, but how you'd have more of a chance of the likes of a smaller team going through. It was like Copenhagen in the group stage last year against United, beating United in games like that, and it just felt like there was more of a chance for an upset for a team to get through that you wouldn't expect. It felt like there was more pressure on a game by game basis because you
But
don't have
I think
another seven games to
what
bounce
they're trying
back.
to do is those games 5 and 6 of a group stage when they've won the three or four, then
Yeah, yeah.
they're trying to go and
Well,
move
look, it might
and
improve
going
throughout.
every game is
Yeah,
important, right?
it
But
You'd
might
want to
improve
be all
throughout the
over it because it
tournament.
makes the Europa League a lot easier to win.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, that's true. It does make the other competitions easier to win, but it's just I don't know. I mean, I might change my mind. It's also how you have some of the really big games this early in the competition. I like how you have the big games from sort of the quarterfinals onwards, maybe a couple in round of 16. Whereas now it's not. Is it going to be as special when like the two biggest teams of the tournament play each other in the group stage and then they're playing each other in the final? I don't know. I don't like
I
that
like
version.
it.
That element
Just,
of it.
just to point out there, George. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan, but in
is
1999,
that because Man United aren't in it, or
no,
That's probably
no.
why I'm
Hear
not
me
a fan
out.
of it
In
as well.
1999, United played Bayern Munich in the groups, Barcelona and Bromby, and then they played Inter, who were a decent side, then Juve, who were a great side then, and then Bayern Munich again in the finals. So we're going to have these games, but I think I'm with George because there's so many games. There's not as much riding on the league, each individual league game. They you know, we're we're going to have a number of dead rubbers, and
You're playing different teams, like
yeah,
it,
yeah.
Yeah, but also the draws aren't
every
fair
time
because
we're in
you
the
could get
Champions
harder teams
League.
home or away.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. You play the same team twice in the group stages usually.
Yeah, so it's fair.
And Arsenal always get the same fucking teams. You get Bayern Munich or Barcelona. We go out like now.
That's in round of 16.
We're not going. We're not playing the same team home and away. It's like we've got PSG at home. We're going to Milan away. Like it's all. There's more variety. I mean, it is just a Super League basically by proxy, isn't it? That's what it is. But and what I don't like obviously is that there's more games to pack into a schedule where there's too many fucking games already. But it's more interesting and more exciting because you're playing. There's more variety. It throws. There's different matchups.
If they wanted to make it more interesting, just have two-legged knockouts from the first round, no seeding.
True.
You can get anybody.
That would
like
be the most exciting.
Like the FA Cup, the best two teams could be playing each. I mean, you just got to run with it, right? Like, and then
that's
anybody
that's
can
true,
get to the.
You could have. I tell you what, you'd have qualifiers like you do in the FA Cup.
Yeah,
and then the biggest teams come in at round 3 or something like that, like they do in the FA Cup. But I just don't think the format's fair either because you play these teams in pot 1, so the pot 1 teams, you play 2 of them, don't you? But there's obviously stronger and weaker teams in there. If you got Real Madrid away but play Milan at home, like how's that fair?
I know,
like,
there's a bit of luck and chance involved, but like I say, there's exciting matchups. Like if you're Man United and you're not going to get past the group stage of the Champions League, it's like I'm seeing us play three different teams twice. But now it's like
I'd rather see him get stuffed by Copenhagen.
No, but wouldn't you rather see him get stuffed by like 5 or 6 teams? Do you know what I mean?
I guess you can see him get stuffed more often.
They might play PSG, then they might play like Young Boys, then they might play.
Always, you know what's funny? We haven't won the title for 11, 12 years, but we're still the benchmark. We're still the benchmark. That's beautiful. But we're coming back. We're on a great run. We're on a great run of 2 wins. Let's see what happens this weekend. Could be 3 wins on the trot.
With this whole big league,
I'm not a fan.
Do you think there'll be any teams that will scrape it through into the knockout stages when they wouldn't have if it was normal group stages and knockout.
Well, you've got 16 teams, right?
It's less likely.
There'll still be times when a team might play for a draw because they just need a point in the group stage and in this league set up, depending on where they are. Right? It might be for automatic.
The top 8.
Yeah, to get into the top 8 and go through to the next round automatically.
It's just so draw dependent. They could do if they get an easy draw, whereas before it was okay. You can get a harder group, right? That's the most unfair it can get, but you're still playing each team twice. The best team should go through, but you also have the chance that one of the little teams you go away to a team like Copenhagen, they give you a hell of a game. We go away to a team like Zagreb, they might give you a hell of a game. I just feel like they're not playing teams home and away. I just don't like that format in a league stage. When has that ever been the case? If it's a league table, you should play the teams twice.
Yeah, no, I accept that. Yeah, I mean, I wonder
I just don't think it's fair.
the formula a little bit. This is the first version of it. Maybe next.
Maybe.
So, with it all being new, do we think we're going to see a totally new Champions League winner? Hint, hint, Arsenal.
No. I think the usual suspects will be there.
Bayern looked dangerous last night.
Yeah, but Bayern, all fart no shit. Like they'll fade like they normally do.
What with their 5 Champions Leagues, is it?
Harry Kane will get knackered by the end of it, and release the curse of the HK.
But Michael Elise there, he is such a good player.
The best news I've heard about Bayern Munich is Musiala is looking to potentially leave. And
he's not going United, mate.
If he'd go anywhere, he'd come Chelsea, where he was raised.
Well, I don't know about that either.
He'll come to United. Ten Hag will bring him. But just for the record, boys, the Europa League,
be there.
just for the record, Europa League is the same format as well.
It's a league as well, is it?
Yeah, same.
Yeah, but no one really cares about Europa League.
Conference League.
Are you not? Where are you not playing in the Europa League?
Yeah. And there's some great teams in there: Bilbao, Ajax, Dynamo Kiev.
Are you looking at the list? Yeah.
Fenerbahce.
You found your level then.
Lazio, Porto.
Ooh, that's a potential banana skin.
But so's Fenerbahce with Mourinho, and then you've got I think we got Rangers as well.
Yeah.
Well, Rangers got to the final, didn't they? So I mean, and no Champions League clubs are going to come down into Europa.
No, they're not.
It does make it easier. That was a good point from you earlier. Actually, it does make those other tournaments easier. I mean, I don't even know who's in the Conference League. I never playing Ghent because I've got tickets to that one. Past that, I couldn't tell you a single team.
I wonder if Emery knows that he can't lose in the Champions League and go and win the Europa League every season because he's a master at it, right?
Villa did well last night.
Yeah.
Good to see. Good to see.
With Liverpool as well. You made a Milan team look terrible. They had what?
And needed to, right? After Forest.
You were poor against
them. We need that. But again, we went 1-0 down.
2 performances so close to it.
Forest looked decent. I'd say they actually looked like the second best defence in the league after Arsenal.
They were good for it against Liverpool.
They deserve to win.
The problem with these teams is stamina in the season, right? Can they keep the intensity?
Don't have to.
And just as we're speaking, Celtic have taken a 2-0 lead at home. So Celtic's perennial problem is they can do well at home but lose every game away. So it'll be interesting to see where they end up.
They will not qualify.
No, it's not even interesting to see.
It is, but I think it is. You guys have been mean. I think they could get to the playoffs, and then
you remember when Celtic were a decent team back in like the 70s or something. I'm not even sure when they were good. So
Lisbon Lions
when he was 30 years old. Yeah.
In 1920,
I used to have that rattle. Go with my dad when it was 200,000 in Parkhead.
But look, it's a new format, a new layout. We've got to see how it turns out. But it's I think it'll be more interesting because of it just being, like we said, it's essentially a super league. The best of the best are in there, right? And I mean the best of the best.
Okay.
The point of the Super League is they play.
More interesting matchups, like I say, like when we've got PSG at home. I'm buzzing to go to that.
Yeah, but you could
And
get
we're
that,
playing Milan.
you could get that in a group game anyway, though.
But we never have. We get the same fucking teams every year. We get Bayern Munich or we get Barcelona every season.
You tend to on aggregate.
Yeah, and get pumped. I mean, we didn't get pumped last season because we are a different team nowadays. But
yeah,
given the group, if it was group stages again, we'd probably get a Europa League-esque group. We'd get Villarreal or a couple others, and then we'd top the group.
I'm just praying.
It's a new season, and I'm going to ask it again: Premier League or Champions League?
Premier League.
Still?
Win the fucking Premier League.
Still no. It's because they know they won't win the Champions League. They know they don't have.
No, because I want to.
They play it off like they don't care about the Champions League, but it's just because we all know.
I promise you. Look, what would I rather win? We're not going to win either of them. Let's have it right. City are going to win the league, and Real Madrid are going to win the Champions League. Given the choice, I'd take the Premier League this season.
You've got to think you're going to win a trophy this year, though. You can't be, playing it down. You should win a trophy. If you don't, then there's got to be questions asked.
What if we don't beat City to the Premier League? There's questions asked.
Yeah,
I think that's mental. City is so good, but like, what can you do? Win every game, go unbeaten?
It's
true. We've got to be absolutely perfect. We've got to be better than the best team of all time.
The expectation for Arsenal this season is to win a trophy.
Yeah,
looks like we've got a double cully going on. Wow.
The expectation is to win a trophy. So
yeah, no, 100%. But it's like it's a weird position we're in because it's like we finished second 2 years in a row, and apparently if we don't wrestle the Premier League from City, who are just probably the best Premier League team of all time, unlimited resources, financially doped, then we're a failure. It's like there's more nuance.
Well, you are because you haven't won anything. At least Liverpool got a trophy out of.
Well, yeah, over 9 years, he got one Premier League.
You got a Champions League as well.
League.
Right, fine. If Arteta manages us for another 5 years and he has a Premier League and a Champions League, he's as good as Klopp then, I guess.
Yeah, he would be.
But then you've also got the other.
He's got time on his side then, isn't it?
The flip of the side.
So
he's got 2 more years, is it? Or what?
No, he's only been there since 2019.
19. Yeah, he's been there 5 years.
He's got 4 years.
4 seasons. Okay, yeah.
In 4 seasons' time, he will have one of those trophies under his belt, I'd say.
You reckon Arsenal have Champions League under the belt? I think you've got more chance to win a Champions League because the way you set up like a tournament.
I mean, look, I would fucking take it to win the Champions League, trust me. But I want to wrestle the Premier League off Pep, because you know what happened? Pep will leave this end of this season.
Yeah.
And then we might win the league, and people will still find a reason to go, oh yeah, if only because Pep left, it's like, all right, well, what else do you want? I had a bet with a United fan. No, listen to this. I had a bet with a United fan, and he's a slippery little worm, right? The bet was £200 Arsenal to win the league before Man United do. And we had this bet last year, middle of last season. I said, we'll win the Premier League before you do. And he went, all right, I'll bet you. And I went, all right, £100. And he went, And I went, and he went, no. I went 200, and he shook my hand. So we had it, right? He texted me when it came out recently, like,
gonna have to cut you off, and we're gonna have to continue this next time.
I'll finish this next week.